this is something it stirred in me. I mean, how do you guys feel about reboots and remakes in general?
Well, I've been thinking about it all week. I wrote down 3 reboots that I think worked because it was the only ones I could think of. I thought
All right.
Battlestar Galactica, the 2000 series, I thought worked.
I can argue on that one, but that's a different discussion. I wasn't a fan. That's because it didn't appeal to me.
I thought Nikita worked.
That was okay. I dipped out towards the end though, because.
And the only one on the air today is Cobra Kai, and that's it.
I would call that revival.
Sure.
That's revival. But then again, revivals have a problem. That's included in this because I saw this the other day. All right, sorry. Grump, how do you feel about reboots and remakes?
Rule number 4, just because you can don't mean you should.
Rules coming back already. Well, I stumbled upon this early in the week and I held off making a video because I figured, you know what, this is fodder for the stream. Soak that in for a second, everybody. Let's make it bigger. Chat, soak that in. I want to see the chat reaction from this.
Oh, man.
I mean, I want to see the chat reaction. Soak this in.
No
oh, boy.
Right.
I mean, if I was playing with clips today, because I'm trying to cut back on my clips until after I'm monetized, I would have, oh, boy, I'd have that in here right now. I'd cut to that real quick. I mean, this is no. Now, if I watched all of Quantum Leap back in the day,
same.
I watched it on syndication over and over again because it was on Sci-Fi Channel all the time when I was in high school and in college. Like, boop, there it is. Leave it on. It's a safe show. And
I watched it when it originally aired.
Yeah. I watched it. I remember the promos on NBC for the Dark Leaper arc. I remember the promos for that. So
I remember watching it. I don't remember a lot about it other than I enjoyed it.
Well, I watched it all the time.
That was the time where chemicals might have been finding their way in my body too. So.
I mean, first of all, let's where is it? Did they have it in here? Rest in peace.
Dean Stockwell.
Dean Stockwell, thank you. I lost his name for a second. Rest in peace, Dean Stockwell. Favorite actor of mine. Always delivered quality acting, even as a child star in Hollywood. Delivered always. Never had a bad thing to say about the man. Was old school. Scott Bakula, as I say right here, Scott Bakula is now 67. He just came off NCIS New Orleans, which I dipped out of for the last 2 seasons because it became shit. It was great until they brought in identity politics into it. And I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? So I do like Scott Bakula. I like him as an actor. I've always enjoyed him. I could take or leave Enterprise. But I mean,
the original show was really on his shoulders. He's the one that made that series work at all.
Yeah, because he had to every with the exception of a couple of arcs where maybe he reprised the no, he never leaped into the same body once. I'm wrong. No, yeah, he couldn't. With the exception of there's no exception. Every week he had to be somebody different.
Yep.
And yet mixed in with the Boy Scout Dr. Sam Beckett personality. Because remember, parts of their personality always leaked into him just a little bit. So Scott Bakula carried that show, did great, and that final episode always stuck with me as Sam never leaped home. And I was like, man, that sucks. That makes me feel bad. But that always led to the rumors for years. You ever hear the rumors where they would always say, okay, they're talking about a sequel series. They're talking about a pickup where his daughter is going to jump in the leap machine and she's going to go searching for him. And I was always on board with that because that's what I wanted. I wanted him to be found and I wanted him to get home because I like that kind of closure. I don't like open-ended stories.
If they did a continuation, it could work if they had good writers. But
if they had done it 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, that's when it was always, it's like, but this franchise has been dead for 25 years. This ended in the late 90s. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it has been over 20 years since this was a relevant show. aside from syndication, aside from
Yeah,
fan.
it must have been mid-90s because I think I was still in high school when I watched that.
Yeah, I was still in high school too, and I remember the promos. I just remember it was over, and then it was over, and that was it. I wasn't even sure it was over. I think I missed the finale. I had to catch that final episode in syndication because I wasn't even sure that ended. So now it's been 30 years. Okay, they say 30 years since Dr. Beckett stepped into the accelerator and vanished. Now a team has been assembled to restart the project in hopes of understanding the mysteries behind the machine and the man who created it. Without going farther, clearly this falls into the revival, and they say that Scott Bakula may be involved, may not be involved. We don't know. And if he is involved, he wouldn't be there right away. And he's 67. He may be trying to wind down his career now that he finished out NCIS New Orleans. But let's be honest. In the original series, the whole thing was about Sam Beckett going back in time to fix small things to make some people their lives better and to change the future for just individuals, not grand scheme things. The one time he tried to do something, I'm sorry. Wait, he did repeat a body once when for the JFK arc, for the JFK assassination arc, when he leapt into what's his name? Who assassinated JFK? So I forgot his name. Boomerang it. What's the assassinator? Who assassinated JFK?
Oh my gosh,
Oswald.
Oswald, thank you, Boomer. He leapt into Oswald. What, for 2 or 3 episodes? As he progressed through the timeline to the assassination. The one time he tried to alter history, it blew up in his face, like major history, not individual person arcs. So, yeah, we got to pull.
He was always trying to steer someone's life onto a better track or something.
I mean, one of the best things he did for himself was when he saved his brother in Vietnam.
Yeah.
That was one of those things. But it was always about individual people, but their individual arcs were called into the zeitgeist of that era.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it in a hammer it over your head way because it was that era. They didn't modernize it. It was locked into that era because he couldn't leap anywhere past 1992 because that's when he went in the accelerator, I think. Like 92.
I think it was the year he was born. He couldn't go past something like that.
It was the year he was born. You're right. It was the year he was born. No. Couldn't be because he had to be the year he was born because he helped his brother. He leaped into the black dude who was in his brother's platoon in Vietnam. I think it's the year he left. He couldn't go beyond the year he left because that's the future. He could only go into the
he couldn't go into the future.
Yeah. And did he alter history? Oh, see, all right. It's been a long time since I saw it. Okay. That shouldn't be all right. That should be corrected. So, all right. So let's take that into account then. Let's say that Oswald, by doing that, he created a bad history arc and he effed things up. The one time he tried to change something massive. But that still fits what I'm saying, though, even though that shouldn't be as correct to me because it's been, 15, maybe 20 years since I watched it?
Over 20 years, yeah.
I haven't watched it since the aughts. That was the last time I watched it in syndication when Sci-Fi Channel was still Sci-Fi Channel and not Syfy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you. That shouldn't be. Thank you for the correction. But it was always about those individual things, individual moments. And the one time he tried to do major history change, he effed it up. Do you trust them to follow those rules? Yeah. Obviously. I mean, guys, tell me. I want you guys give me something that they would try to do today. I mean,
SJWs are just revisionists by nature. Like, think about all the history rewrites they try to do on, like, Doctor Who, for instance, where the black people are always part of British is a racially homogenous society here. Other historically inaccurate crap just so they can push their multiculturalism. It's like they'll do the exact same thing where they'll remember the past in the way it should have been, right?
Yeah. I mean, so they are going to turn SJW woke Hollywood loose on a series where somebody goes back in time to change things for the better.
Well, the things that they think need to be changed are going to be off too.
Yeah. I mean, it was just this is frightening. This is a frightening aspect. So
every
I
episode
saw
is just this identity needs to be accepted more. This identity needs to be accepted more. It'll just be nonstop.
Yeah, so this is frightening, and in general, I am a firm believer. I mean, I am done with reboots. There's one single reboot, and I might get pushback from the chat on this. I might get pushback from you guys. There's one single reboot show that I'm still watching that hasn't failed me, simply because it doesn't even attempt to go into any of the stuff. I like the Magnum PI reboot still. It hasn't.
I haven't seen it.
It's not woke. It's not terrible, and it completely avoids all the horrible subject matter that the SJWs love. It just gives you hokey fun.
Did you see the Hawaii 5-0 reboot?
I tried to watch it. My mom loved it. She loved it. I didn't like it.
I enjoyed it, but I never saw the original series, so I didn't know what had been changed or why.
So, my mom loved it when she was watching it, and she loved it because it was connected to the NCIS universe.
Sure.
So she loved it, and that's when we were all watching that stuff. And I dipped out of all that stuff a couple of years ago because it suddenly stopped being fun. And now discovering this year that Mark Harmon has left, what's the point? So, no, I didn't watch that. The one reboot that I was on board with, but then failing, was the MacGyver reboot. Did you watch the MacGyver reboot?
I did not watch that.
It was great for the first 2 seasons, and then in season 3, it started a downhill woke turn, and then by the 4th season, it was, oh my God, make it stop, and I quit when he started simping for Fauci, and when he started simping for Buy Large Mansions. And it was like, yeah, I'm done with that. So I'm done with reboots. Leave it alone. I mean, for a while I thought maybe if they reboot the A-Team, because I liked the A-Team movie with Liam Neeson. I thought that had a good chance of being a good franchise, but they went away. They didn't pursue it because I like Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson.
You updated their tech or something? I mean, it could be fun, but I don't know.
But I mean, but as of now, I'm done with reboots. No more reboots. No more revivals. I want it over. We can leave Cobra Kai alone. It's doing its thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want them anymore because it all turns to crap. And I end up disappointed if I start liking something.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you guys are on the same
page.
Well,
even Battlestar, I liked it for the first 3 seasons, but I thought the 4th season just went off the rails, and I didn't enjoy the ending at all. So.
Oh, I hated the ending. I mean, I tuned in for the ending. Yeah. I tuned in for the ending. I tapped out in the 2nd season. I was like, I don't like this. I really don't. And then I watched it on syndication, on reruns, and to catch up for the finale. And I was like, yeah, that's what you did with it. Really?
Yeah. I mean, I was really into it. I did fan art. I went to a Battlestar convention out in Burbank.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I love that show, but man, that 4th season really tanked my interest.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the original. I was a huge fan of the original. I used to watch it on Sci-Fi Channel when I was a kid all the time because I was just like, man.
I only caught that on DVD long after the fact.
Yeah, I used to love it. I'm like, oh man, that's Dirk Benedict. He's Face Man. Oh, cool. There's Face Man. So I was like, I loved it. You know the answer to that, Legatus. There's only one reboot for the sequel trilogy. It's called the Thrawn trilogy. That's the only reboot there is. That's the only way you fix that crap. Throw it all out. So reboots got to stop. Reboots got to stop. They got to go away. I'm sick and tired of it. But they're not going to go away because they're all creatively bankrupt.
Yes.
They cannot come up with any new ideas. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't do Facebook. I will never do Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, email me at therennerd@gmail.com. I'm on Getter now, at The Ren Nerd, the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can also follow me on Odyssey at The Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.